I see RMI. This is the Robotics and Machine Intelligence.
We can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Singing like Ollie, rocking our bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible. We're unstoppable. Oh, we're unstoppable. Oh. We're unstoppable, oh. We're unstoppable, oh. We're unstoppable, oh. We're unstoppable, we're unstoppable.
Sorry, what? I don't know sign language.
Hello, please give water.
Oh, you want water?
Thank you.
Running image captioning. A couple of men sitting in front of laptop computers. Would you like to try again? Running image captioning. A fan that is on top of a chair.
How many laptops are there?
Running visual question answering. How many laptops are there? 2.
What is the color of the chair?
Running visual question answering. What is the color of the chair? Red.
Set goal. Reached. Yeah, second goal set. இதே இப்போ மூணாவதாக ஒரு பாயிண்ட் கொடுப்போம். இப்படி இங்கே ஃபேஸ் பண்ணி Hi everyone, my name is Aditya and I welcome you all to the RMI Inductions Briefing. I hope everyone is doing well with all the COVID Omicron situation going around and everyone is set to come back to the campus because all of us are eager to meet you all and bond with you for the better. With COVID going down and the restrictions being released, that will finally come to fruition with all of us going back to campus by August first week. Right. Kicking it off, this briefing will first go over the club RMI, who we are, what we do, and the problems that we work on, our accomplishments, our assets, and the alumni. Then we'll move on to the core of the briefing, which everyone is really enthusiastic about, the inductions. The way we planned it all and the channels that we have in store for you guys. This will give you a really great idea of how we take people into the club and more importantly, as to how we, a like-minded group, come together and make innovative projects. And also you'll get a sample of how we will bring out the inner robotics engineer inside you and put it out in the open. Now, I invite the president of the club, Rigved Sanku, to talk about the club, our achievements, and the events that we do.
Am I audible now? Okay. So thanks, Adi. Hey guys, this is Rigved. I'm the current president of RMI. Those who have joined us live and those who will be watching this video later, I welcome you all to the induction briefing of RMI 2022. So let's take this opportunity to introduce RMI to you guys. So starting off with who are we? We are the official research-based robotics club of NIT Trichy. It is formed in 2005, so it's been 17 years since the club's been formed by a bunch of robotics enthusiasts and problem solvers from all departments of our college, with one prime focus on carrying out and publishing technical projects and participating in competitions in the field of robotics. Now, in 2022, we are a well formed technical club that seeks the thrill to induce life into machines and strives to enhance and improve this world through the lens of robotics and technology. So, coming up to what do we do, right? What does RMI do? Next slide. We work on projects. So we ideate, we brainstorm, and we work in robotics, research based projects in various fields like assistive and mobile robotics, human robot interaction, rapid prototyping in the domains of defense, healthcare, agriculture, and biomedical. Also, we participate in various competitions within the campus and also in technical fests and hackathons conducted by other top engineering institutes. This helps us get more exposure and sort of more flavor as to what is going on in the world. And it also helps us to learn how to compete with other robotics groups in India. Then coming up to events, we also take initiatives to give back to the community by conducting various events like hackathons. We have quizzes, we have workshops, right? So digging deep into projects, right? So we have this opportunity to work on several projects in various domains, the domains that I mentioned earlier, throughout these 17 years. And few of the ongoing projects are, as mentioned, we have Anvi, we have Levi, we have Aribot, SSC, Star, SRF, and so on. So the projects that are listed, these have won several competitions and have got a chance to represent the college in national level exhibitions and hackathons. And many of these projects have been successfully published in reputed conferences as well. So digging deep into few of these projects, we have first ANVI. So it stands for Assistance in Navigation for the Visually Impaired. It's a multi-utility assistance AI model which aims to help the visually challenged people by helping them understand the surrounding better and help in navigation. And some of the features includes describing the scene through audio instructions, visual question answering, obstacle detection, and so on. So next we have Levi. So Levi is basically seeing through the walls. That is, it maps an enclosed space and detects the positions of objects inside that space without actually going inside. So we detect all of this from outside the room. How we do this? We use signal processing techniques on Wi-Fi signals to achieve this. So next up is SSC, which is speech to sign converter. It's basically a wearable device with sensors attached on it to help people who communicate only through sign language. And the way we do that, it can read the sign language of the person and convert it into speech. So the signs based on the finger movements and the angle between them are decoded to specific words. And this is done by an AI model, which is deployed in the microcontroller that we use. Next up is REBot. So REBot is a semi-autonomous four-wheeled robot that detects and flags the location of rail tracks with different types of defects, like internal cracks, surface cracks, or subsurface level cracks. And the main aim of this project is to replace the error prone and the tedious manual inspection process that we have. So that's for autonomic rail inspection bot. We have Sparrow next up. And so the aim of Sparrow is to extract 3D meshes out of multiple images taken by any device of an object, and then create a metaverse and place the extracted 3D entities into the metaverse to create a final virtual reality. And the final is to manipulate real world elements in this simulated environment and look into details using simple hand gestures. We have Star next up, and Star aims is to track animals and prevent poaching in the wildlife by using FMCW technology. That is basically performing signal conditioning techniques on reflected electromagnetic waves for obtaining the heartbeat and the respiratory rate of animals. Right. So next up, we have some older projects, more hardware related, which one of them is soccer bots. So soccer bots, it consists of four omnidirectional robots, two of which are in each team, and they are endowed with the ability to play soccer. The soccer, as we know, the basic functions being passing, shooting, dribbling, goalkeeping. These bots are made to do that, and it's now for us a research platform, more per to say, to implement different AI and path planning algorithms. So next hardware project is Euros. Euros is it's like aimed at mimicking two-legged animals. It's a development project, and what we are trying to achieve is a fully humanoid robot one day in future. So for now, it acts as a test bed for designing better mechanical systems and prosthetic designs. Next up, we have Pepper. Pepper, it's a differential drive bot that is capable of mapping the environment accurately using LiDAR and ultrasonic sensors. And it is aimed to be further developed into a personal assistance bot. And it acts as a platform for now for us for testing out CV algorithms, path planning, and more SLAM algorithms. So next up is OpenQuad. OpenQuad is a basic quadcopter designed to detect and recognize criminal activities in large crowds using image processing and computer vision algorithms. Right. These were some projects. There are many more projects which you can see in our website. The website is rmi.nitt.edu. If you want to go more in detail about these projects, you can check it out there. Right. Moving on to our achievements. Right. So this was about building up projects, but what is the outcome of these projects? One is learning, but what after that? Most of these projects we try to get into publicizing a paper through it, and we are successful in publishing paper in top conference like IEEE and ISET. Also, many of my batchmates, many of the juniors, by improving their profile in the field of robotics by doing such projects and by working with other profs, they eventually get DAD scholarship, MyTech fellowship, and CMU this. Right. So coming up to the competitions and the achievements that we have gained through competition, we have won about 30 plus events in the last year in prominent technical fests that happens in engineering institutes. And some of the notable ones are E-Yantra. We won the second place. One of our teams got second place there. E-Yantra is basically a national level robotics championship done by IIT Bombay. Four of our teams got selected in Sangam Hardware 2022 hackathon conducted by Pragyan this year. Four of our teams got a chance to represent our college in XCon exhibition in Bangalore. And three of our teams got to represent a college in the national level hackathon, which is Smart India Hackathon. One of the teams was a semi-finalist in Sony Samved in 2021. It is conducted by IIT Madras and Sony in collaboration. And there are many more achievements that come. So talking about other stuff, other non-technical stuff that we do is we always like to give back to the community, give back to juniors, you guys, by conducting competitions and hackathons. Like we had the RMI hybrid hackathon last year. We generally have the in-hearts and the following competition. These are generally hardware, so we couldn't do it last year, but we plan to do it this year. We had Genesis for you guys. Genesis is a workshop conducted by RMI to give you a basic idea about different fields in robotics, image processing, ROS, mechanics, electronics, embedded systems, and all of that. So coming to the most important thing I feel is our alumni network. So our club is has the most distinguished set of alumni around the globe. And that is one of our biggest strengths, I feel. Our seniors who have pursued higher studies in MS and PhD in top-notch universities like Stanford, Carnegie Mellon, Georgia Tech, UPenn. Some of them have also turned into entrepreneurs and laid foundation for startups like Origin Health, Ocular Aerospace, and some have also worked in well-known and established companies like Microsoft, Nvidia, Bosch, Apple, so on. So that's about RMI in general, and what we do, what we are all about, and how our community is. Let's come to some basic common FAQs that you guys might have, right? And let's get it cleared first. So first question being, why should I consider joining RMI? Or is RMI good for my robotics journey? And how will I benefit after coming or after joining RMI? So see, joining RMI will enable a group of interested and like-minded individuals to access resources and develop projects which otherwise would be difficult with respect to funding also, and you have to do it individually and independently. So here we work as a group. Members gain practical knowledge in this field by carrying out research projects on advanced problem statements. And after working here, in turns gives you a wide range of intern opportunities, like I said, MyTax and DARD for club members, and they get a chance to work on even more advanced projects with better resources in robotics. And at the end of the 3 years, the members have gained practical knowledge and theoretical knowledge, which puts them in a better place when they move for higher studies or placements. So, right, coming up to the next question, what kind of things will the inductees be working on after they get into the club? Right. So, I would say from the second and fourth year, you will be participating in various robotics competitions, of course, hackathons like Yantra, Sangam, to sharpen your technical skills, which will be done under the guidance of RMI seniors and mentors. And you will work along with them as well for long-term projects of RMI, as well as brainstorm about new projects that can be taken under in future. And you will get a chance to represent your college, the club, in conferences, exhibitions, hackathons, which are fully funded again by the admin. So this is what the perks of RMI that you get. And coming to the third question is, what are the prerequisites for induction, or what is the potential candidate expected to know for induction? So for this, I would say as far as RMI is concerned, we usually give all the resources needed to solve the tasks that are given. For freshmen, we don't expect any prerequisite or any prior knowledge in robotics to apply for induction. Through the resources we provide and the workshops and the events that we conduct, you learn the basics and develop them through the induction process. So mostly it's a learning phase. And the process in itself is designed in such a way that you learn through the induction, and we are not interested on how much you already know. No. We are interested in your approach, firstly, your critical thinking skills, your reasoning behind every answer, and how much you grow in the overall induction process. And all of these, are tested through tasks and personal interviews. So the fourth question that comes will be, what will the participants gain from the induction process, right? So, okay, by participating in induction, one thing is clear, all right? You will definitely learn skills related to robotics, which will help you if you are trying to pursue this field in future. By doing the task, you will gain experience in that domain, which would help you in your future internships and projects to a certain extent as well. And after the induction process, you will not only gain technical knowledge, that is there for sure, but also you will be able to gauge yourself in other aspects, like working in a time bound situation, working in a pressure situation, how to stick to deadlines, and how to multitask things, most importantly. And yeah, that's about it. I hope this session was somewhat useful for you guys in knowing more about RMI and how RMI works. And see you all in the inductions, and all the best for your induction. And see you at the other side. Over to you, Adi.
I hope that this gave everyone some kind of idea on the kind of work we do, the events that we conduct, and where we go to. For more information, as mentioned by Rigved, you can always visit our website rmi.nitt.edu, or look us up on Facebook and Insta on our handles RMI And also, we have our videos of demonstrations of the projects that we did on our YouTube channel. Do go take a look. And of course, all of our open source projects codes are available on GitHub with the documentation. So anyone who's interested, please feel free to go take a look into any of these. And now let's move on to the main topic that all of you are waiting for, the induction process. Everyone is different in terms of understanding the skills that you start off with, the basic knowledge that you have. Taking these into account and your current setup, the transition to offline, your exams, and us not being there on site with you guys, we took all of these into account and then made up the induction process. Be you a freshly starting enthusiast or an amateur in the field of robotics, we designed the entire process in such a way that everyone's potential is realized and everyone can learn something and gain things out of it. Now, we have broken this entire induction process into two different streams. One is called the pre-induction stream for people who think they have some basic knowledge and that they can start off right off the bat doing something in the field of robotics or the allied domains, right? And the other one is called weekly basic tasks. This is for absolute beginners who think they don't know anything and they want to learn from scratch. Now, with that being said, I call upon my friends Charan and Krishna Kishore to talk about the pre-induction and weekly basic streams respectively. They'll give you a better idea on this.
Thank you, Adi. I am Charan from the mechanical department. Hi, all. Yeah, first. I am Charan from the mechanical department, and I will be briefing you on the pre-induction process. Okay. Who is this channel targeted towards? In the pre-induction channel, we look forward to meeting self-motivated, enthusiastic students who have already started learning, either in their school or college first year, or through technical workshops like Genesis, which was conducted by RMI, or any other such workshops. Okay. Why choose pre-inductions? If you have basic knowledge of some domains in robotics, such as machine learning or electronics and embedded systems, there is no need for you to go through all the basic tasks an absolute beginner would have to go through. And therefore, this gives you a slight heads up, and you'll be able to work on things that you know and improve from that point. The other important thing is that you'll be able to work on a personal project of your choice, and you'll be under the guidance of RMI mentors. You'll be able to, RMI will fund this project, and you'll be able to add it to your resume, which will improve your profile. Now, I will present you the timeline for the pre-induction process. Okay, here I have the timeline for the pre-induction process. First, we'll have bootloader, our one-day hackathon, where we'll be giving you questions on different domains robotics. And based on your performance in that hackathon, we'll have a personal interview where we'll assess your performance in that hackathon. Once that personal interview process is over, you'll have a PI2 where we'll give you other tasks, where we would have given you other tasks by then, and we'll evaluate those tasks and also dig deeper into different difficult concepts. Once that PI2 is over, you'll be move on to the summer project phase, where you can choose the project of your choice and then work on that project for a month. Once you're done with the project, we will have a project review where we will review how the project is being done, what approach you took. And once the project review round is over, you will have a HR interview. And in the HR interview, we'll see how we have grown from this point to the HR interview round, and see, and if you're very satisfied with your growth as a human and as in your technical knowledge, we'll be gladly inducting you into RMI. Okay, so the hackathon, all those things are just, in one side they are just a stepping stone to get into the club, but on the greater motive here is to help you get a feel of a hackathon and help you gauge yourself in stressful environments. And trust me, you will get a lot of such situations in the upcoming future. Now I will call upon Krishna Kishore, who will briefly explain you on the weekly inductions channel. Over to Krishna Kishore. Thank you.
Yeah, so good evening, everyone. I'm Krishna Kishore from EC Batch 2024. So I'll be briefing you guys about the weekly task channel. So why should you choose this, or who is this for? All right. So if you are someone who is new to the field of robotics, you're absolute beginner, you haven't done anything before, you have an absolute zero knowledge here. So this is the right stream for you. So we primarily work with 5 domains here. So broadly, they are mechanics, electronics embedded, computer vision, machine learning, control systems, and algorithms. So these are the 5 major domains you'll be working here. So it is structured in a way that it will be from a very, very basic level to an advanced level, step by step. So yeah, moving on to the timeline on or structure of this. So yeah, so this will be the rough structure that we are planning to follow. So this entire timeline is divided into 3 stages. Okay, so that will be basic, intermediate, and then followed by advanced level. So what does this basic level mean? So for the basic level, we'll be releasing a basic task document or a questionnaire sort of, which will contain questions, let's say from the domains I mentioned before. So there are 5 domains I broadly mentioned. So in the under those, each domain will have some n number of tasks, and you'll be required to complete them. And once you're done, in let's say another 10 days or a week from then, will release an intermediate level task. So the difference between this basic intermediate is the level of difficulty of the task under each domain. So under basic task, it will be a very, very simple, very beginner friendly entry level. And once you're done, after 10 days, you'll move to intermediate level task. And once you're done, you'll move to advanced level task. So that's the basic idea here. And once everything is done, you have submitted, and it's followed by PIs. So in PIs, it will be followed by technical PIs and an HR interview. So in this PI, we expect you to have learned, from where you started to how you have become now. That if you feel that you had the learning curve we expected you to have, then yeah, you'll be part of the club. So coming to the evaluation metrics and how we actually evaluate your solutions or submissions. So yeah, so it goes about this. If your solution is unique, efficient, it's a standout, it's innovative from others, obviously that particular solution to that particular question will be given more points. And you're free to attempt any questions from any domain. It's not like if you choose mechanics, you have to only stick to mechanics. Okay, we have given you that freedom. You're free to attempt from any question, from any domains, any question, any number of questions. Okay, it's chill. So yeah, so we do have some restrictions as to some stages. So they are, for basic level tasks, you are required to complete 1 task per domain. So this is a necessity, and afterwards we don't have any restrictions. And we will, in the future, while we'll be releasing the documents, we'll be sharing the specific instructions for that particular document by then. So yeah, and one more thing is that partial answers are also considered. So if you have a 50% solution, that is also taken into account. So don't shy away from attempting any problems. So coming to this overall timeline, or you can say the flow of this induction process. So if you are someone who has very little experience but not sure which one to choose, and let's say you choose pre-induction track and you go on about it, and as you are progressing, we'll have technical PIs as well. So in that time, in that stage, if you feel like you need to work on a few basics before, or if you feel like you'll have a better learning curve on a different stream than this one, we will reroute you to the weekly task track, and I'll make sure. I mean, it's not like you won't get into the club if you go switch streams or anything. Either way, you'll end up in the club if you perform. If you expect if you had that learning curve we expected you to have. That'll be the combined timeline here. So yeah, thank you. Over to you, Adi.
Thank you for that, KK. Thank you for that, Charan. That's a very detailed review of the whole induction process. I hope that everyone got a very good idea of how things will go. One very important point that I would like to stress about the entire process is that we do not expect that people walk in with some prior knowledge to the inductions. The only thing that we expect from you guys is an enthusiasm to work hard and learn. The only thing that we want from you is to grow as individuals. There is no difference that we give in treating people from two different streams. The only reason that we segregate them is so that the appropriate learning curve is given to each particular individual, because they know different levels of information at the start that when they come in, right? And also, now that you know about the induction process, the form for the registration will be pinned in the YouTube chat soon and will also be circulated throughout all of your groups. The registration starts as soon as this briefing ends, and the deadline to fill up the form is June 1st, 11:59 p.m. I actively urge everyone to try and give the inductions a shot, because getting in or not, I have seen a lot of my friends personally grow and gain a lot out of it, and they are doing a lot of independent projects. All of us from RMI actively encourage all the participants to ask us any doubts you have about any domains or the induction process, the club, or anything else throughout the entire process. You can approach us via any of our social media handles or DM any one of the team members in case you know us personally. All of us will be really happy to clarify. And the main aim of the entire induction process is not just to take people into the club, but it is to give an idea of robotics to a person who doesn't even know about the field. We want to give everyone an idea of what it has to offer. This will not just help you to learn, but also will act as a platform to explore a vast field which you can use as a base later on to build the way you want it to. I hope that many of you, as I previously said, take the shot to participate in the induction process and get exposed to the gradual learning curve, which will be a wonderful experience to you. Me, being a part of the club, designing the curve, and also being one in your place, experiencing it, can say this wholeheartedly with reassurance. Exploring various paths which were previously unknown to you will be really beneficial to you and really help you as a person. Now, since most of you or even some of you might have questions about the entire process and such, we will have a Q&A session which will be held now, and the team will be happy to answer any of the questions that you have. So please feel free to put any questions that you have in the YouTube live chat, and the team will be happy to answer them. And once that's done, we'll wind up the briefing. I'll give it up for the team.
Okay. We have. Am I audible firstly?
Yeah.
So, absolute beginner here. Where can we find more information on all the different domains? Um,
Okay.
hmm.
Yeah, so basically we'll be circulating some resources for you. So you'll get all the information about the domains and you can check out all the resources. And for every task, like we'll be giving some sort of a rule book. So you'll get a basic idea of what is expected out of each domain. And like the resources we provide is like from beginner to advanced level. So you can go go and check out his resources to get an idea about all the domains which circulates robotics in general and what is expected in the induction process.
Even the task document that will be released to you guys will give you a fairly good idea of how to start with the task and how to absolutely start from the ground for learning itself. So you need not worry about not knowing anything. You get all the necessary information needed from whatever documents and resources we provide.
How many domains can we apply? So yeah, Vakula, go on.
Right. So robotics is not something that you work separately on different domains. You build a robot. You need to assemble all the different things that are needed to build a successful prototype. So you even if you take interest in certain domains, the induction tasks are designed in such a way that you are able to learn all the different domains. So there's no such barrier as to how many domains you can apply. You can apply in all of the domains that you find interesting.
I would suggest Srinadi for the basic task at least apply for all domains. Uh, get the basic task, work on the basic task, see which domains interest you, and then probably for intermediate and advanced you can narrow down your domains. It will help you actually gauge your interest as well, and also technically sharpen your skills in all domains. So what can I expect from bootloader round? You guys want to take this up?
Right. So a bootloader is basically a one-day hackathon as a part of the pre-induction track. So it basically will give you an idea of how a one-day hackathon goes about and it will give you an idea of all the domains that are also involved. So you can just try it out to know how much you know, and based on that, if you perform well, you can go ahead with the pre-induction round, and if you don't, you will obviously be rerouted to the weekly tasks. So you can expect to get an overall idea of what might entail in the upcoming induction process.
And to add on to that, Nitish Bro, I would say, like as Sharon said, you will get an experience of how hackathons work, how time domain combinations actually work. So I would say go for it. Why not? Your anyways nothing to lose. So yeah.
Um, like we said, there is no prerequisite for the questions. What do I need to learn for the induction process? Like Sharan and KK and Adi have mentioned before, there is no prerequisite for being eligible to apply for the induction process. You can be an absolute beginner with absolutely no knowledge in any of the domains or fields. The tasks are designed in such a way that you learn throughout the induction. You need not come with already known stuff to start with the induction process. So you can go through the resources that we provide, and that will give you a fairly good idea of what you must what you will be learning throughout the process and what all is necessary. But there is no need to have already knowledge.
Right. Also, if you guys have attended Genesis before, then better because you have already learned some basics about, or you have already at least have knowledge about the domains that are involved in robotics, and yeah. How difficult would the deadlines be? Will it clash with our exams or academics? So we'll try to. We have designed the induction in such a way that we have taken into account that you guys will be going offline, and the only free time you guys will have in the evenings, right? So with respect to that, we have kept the tasks and formulated the whole timeline accordingly. We are though we'll give the deadline when we publish the task or when we upload the task, and we are pretty strict with the deadline. But we also accept partial submissions or any sort of submission that you have with respect to any task. So we are open to that. So it's not that you have to complete one question. It's like you can partially go with it. If you have some approach towards it, just mention the approach or something like that. We are lenient with respect to the solutions, but we are strict with the deadlines mostly. How long will the induction process take place? Yeah, Farhan.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the induction process, like for the weekly tasks, as mentioned, there are three levels: basic, intermediate, and advanced, and already mentioned by KK. So it's approximately every task, like every level, is given around 7 to 10 days, and it's flexible enough. And post that, we'll be having PIs. So it's around a 1 month of induction process, roughly around a month. And for the pre-induction channel, I guess Vakula, I can go for that.
Right. So mostly including all of the stages that are a part of the pre-induction channel, it will be we plan to wrap it around the end of July, as you will also be having the summer project for the pre-induction channel. So that will also require time. As Charan said, there'll be around a month. So yeah, you'll have enough time to go go ahead with your summer project and the interviews, and we plan to we plan to go ahead with a month's schedule or so for the weekly task. And we have also provided time for you to breathe, for as you will be having your NSEMs. So during that period you will also have some break time or a breathing time where we won't disturb you then.
Right. So the pre-induction is for 1 month. The weekly task will go around 1.5, 2 months. Pre-induction is 1 month, but the hackathon is a one-day hackathon. After that, the other stages will last for 1 month. So yeah, pre-induction is basically getting inducted earlier. That's the whole point of it. So that's for 1 month. Right. What if we don't do the pre-induction questions properly? Go ahead, guys.
So as explained in the joint timeline by KK, if you do not do well in the pre-induction timeline, if we find that your performance is not very satisfactory, you will be rerouted to the appropriate level in the weekly task track. So if you try out bootloader and then we feel that it wasn't up to the mark, you will be rerouted to the basic task track. So you need to be clear with the fact that there is no elimination as such. You are allowed to go ahead with the task and the induction process till the very end, even if it's pre-induction or the weekly task launch.
So adding on to that, so basically the entire induction process is designed in such a way that you get an opportunity to explore robotics. So either you go with the weekly task or you go with the pre-induction task. It's always you get an opportunity. If you're not performing well, then you always have an opportunity to start again with the basics when you're rerouted to the weekly tasks. So it's all about opportunity. So it's all that you don't stop learning about robotics and keep on exploring. So just give your best and you'll be good.
Okay, I would like to reaffirm that the weekly task is for 2 months. The pre-induction is for 1 month. Weekly is for 2 months. I hope that is clear.
Right. Can we
So
change domains in between the inductions, or should we stick to only one domain? Uh, like Farhan just said, the entire induction is meant for you to explore robotics. So there is no restriction for you with respect to domains. You can explore whatever domain in whatever. If you do not do well in the basic embedded systems domain, but you find interest in embedded systems in the intermediate or advanced tasks, you can definitely go ahead with those tasks. There is no restriction, and you will be evaluated just based on your performance.
Just to clarify, there is no restriction on any domain. You can work on like any domain you like, be it tronics, mechanics, computer vision, machine learning. So there is no basic restriction on any domain. So it's up to your choice on what domain you wish to take. will we get any material for doing the questions? Yes, we'll be soon releasing a document which will contain all the resources for all the domains, and along with the tasks, we'll be releasing specific links for each of the tasks which will be able to solve using them. So don't worry, we'll be releasing a document soon, which will contain all the basic resources for in the whole field of robotics. So don't worry about it.
So adding on to that, like during the entire induction process, in case you have any doubts, you can reach out to any of us, and we'll be glad to address your doubts regarding the induction process.
Right, guys. If you guys have any more doubts, please ask. I'm pretty sure everyone, like, don't hesitate asking. Everyone would have similar doubts, so do ask. It's very important.
How hard would it be to manage club work and academics or other teams, or should we stick only to one club? So,
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it.
yeah.
So it would be recommended that you select one club, one technical club at least. And how do you do that? Go through each technical club's website, go through what you are interested in actually, gauge how each technical club is different from the other, and select one at least. I would say don't go for many because each induction process is as tedious as the other. So select one and go for it. And how do you manage academics and the club work is the question that everyone asks throughout the 4 years. Uh, you don't get inducted if you get inducted. So it's all about multitasking. Of course, we here are here to listen to your queries with respect to how heavy the workload is, and we'll take that into consideration as well. And we have taken it, so it won't be as hectic, but yeah, you'll have to manage time. That's for sure.
Do we have to be working for the club after joining throughout the year, or do they have some specific time? So, as to the question, yes, you need to be working for the club. We'll be doing multiple projects throughout the year. We'll be working on the Yantra robotics competition. We'll be working on Sangam projects. So, there will be some good amount of work involved, but then it will be very exciting for you if you're very interested. And yes, you will be able to manage your time. Like I think that's what the questioner meant, like when you ask this question. So you'll be able to manage your time while working like for the club simultaneously. So you needn't worry about that very unnecessarily. Yeah. Hope that's clear. If someone wants to add on, yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's not like it's unmanageable. We have been doing it. We were in your position last year, and it's not that it's unmanageable. You can have a good academic life going on with a good social life and a good progress with your RMI work as well. And it's not unmanageable to as it might sound as hectic as it is. It's not. It's pretty manageable.
Yeah, as long as you are willing to put in your interest in robotics and give some time, it's all manageable with academics as well as RMI. And RMI in general is a very flexible club. Whatever projects we do and academics, it's always very manageable from a personal experience. It's only as long as you keep on working on your interest, everything will be manageable. Okay, so is there a limit on how many clubs we can apply for? So there's no limit on how many clubs you can apply for, but as mentioned by Rigved, like every tech club induction is very tedious. So it's all about managing time. So just a suggestion, like you go through the website of every club, and based on your interest, you can apply for whichever club you're interested in. And it's all on managing on time. So if you can manage your time, you can apply on as many clubs as you want. There's no limit for that.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want in college as long as you're able to manage whatever you have taken up by your choice.
If there are any more questions, please do ask, or we just close this session.
Yeah.
What do you
So
say?
we'll wait for 2 minutes and
Yeah, we just wait for some more questions. Yeah.
okay. Can the non-technical students also apply, like being in production or meta and applying for the tech club? Guys, you're the best people to answer this.
Guys,
Okay,
we're all
so
from technical backgrounds. It's just circuital or non-circuital. Production and meta are also technical background departments. So we're in an engineering institution. So yeah, of course, it does not mean that if you do not have a circuital background, you cannot be a part of the club. You are always open. If you're open to learn, you can be a part of whatever you want to do. So of course, there's no limitation to what department you're from. All of you are treated equally.
If you're asking if we consider any department as specific, no, we don't differentiate between technical and non-technical. We are just interested in how well you perform in the task and how well you grow during the induction process. That's it. Doesn't matter which department you are from. Even from architecture, if you are from, doesn't matter. Will the fresh inductees be given RMI t-shirts? Yes, you will. You will. Of course, you will. T-shirts and hoodies are some. This is RMI hoodie, by the way. You guys can see. But you'll get a T-shirt soon if you get inducted. It gives a sense of accountability towards the club. You'll get if you get inducted. We'll make sure that you have a proper T-shirt with your name in the back. You can flex around in college. Cool. We'll wait for 1 more minute, guys. If you have questions, please ask again.
yeah, we'll wait. Meanwhile, you guys please do apply to the inductions through the link. So we expect a lot of guys to participate in the inductions.
The registration link for applying for the inductions is pinned in the comments. So you can obviously go to the form and fill your details there.
Right. Girish, you want to take this?
Yeah, after inducting, we'll be working on the ongoing projects or any new projects. Okay, that's up to you. But for Sangam, you'll be, ideating new projects on your own. You juniors, like when the new inductees will be like doing projects of their own. Apart from that, you'll be working on, this Yantra competition, which is very essential for robotics. So yeah, basically Yantra and Sangam are the main thing, main events which you'll be participating in, and you'll be working on your own projects in Sangam. So in that case, and once you come to third year, it's up to your choice whether you want to start a new project or new project or work on like already existing one. That's up to you. But in the second year, once you're entered into the club, you will be working on a new project for Sangam. So I hope that answers your question. Rigved, if you want to like add any points, yeah, you can.
I think you covered it.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, guys. I hope this Q&A session was useful to all of you. And yeah, if you do have any more questions, always you can feel free to approach any of the members personally or even through our social media handles. So yeah, stay safe, keep cracking, and I hope to see you all, or at least most of you, in the inductions. Do give it a shot again, as I keep saying. It will be a very useful experience for you. The entire thing is designed in a very flexible way. We do not want to kick anyone out. The only thing that we want to see is growth in people, and we want everyone to learn. That's it. So, with this, I'll conclude the briefing. Thank you guys for attending.